Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. All praise and thanks belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon His servant and final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As to what follows, my dear respected brothers in Islam, there is this idea in the Quran and the Ahadith. It's known as encouragement and warning. In English, in Arabic, that's at-targhib wa at-tarhib. What that means simply is that if there are ayat of encouragement, if there are ayat of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ayat of forgiveness, ayat of paradise, then it's immediately followed by an ayah of warning, or ayah of punishment, or ayah of the hellfire. Why does Allah Azza wa Jal do this? So He can balance out the equation, right? So He can balance out one's hope and fear in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sometimes you might find that Allah Azza wa Jal speaks about the people of the fire. Like for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah would say, "U'iddat lil-kafirin," speaking about the hellfire that is being prepared for the disbelievers. And then straight after it, وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, give glad tidings to those who believed and did righteous good deeds, that for them are paradise, is the paradise. So there's the equation. One ayah is a warning and the other ayah is an encouragement. Now, something really interesting that occurs in Surah Al-Fatiha, this is what I wanted to share with you, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. This is the third ayah, and some say it's the second ayah, depending on what we count Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim to be. But regardless, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the extremely merciful. This is just a rough translation of Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. But when you look at Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim and you hear it and you read it, obviously you don't understand anything except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. What Allah is teaching us in this ayah is about His mercy, that His name is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Now, what we're expecting is that after it is going to be an ayah of tarheeb, an ayah of warning. So Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim is the ayah of encouragement. Allah Azza wa Jalla is putting inside of us hope that we can earn His rahmah and forgiveness. Now the ayah that's coming after has to be an ayah of warning. Okay, let's see this ayah of warning. He says, Maliki Yawmiddin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin, it means the owner of the day of recompense. One of the names of the day of judgment is Yawm ad-Din. Ad-Din here doesn't mean religion. Ad-Din here means recompense. It comes from the word dain. Deen comes from the word dain. Dain means a debt. A debt, you owe someone something. Why was the day of judgment called the Yawm ad-Din, coming from the word debt? Because you in this world don't own anything of your body. Allah Azza wa Jal gave you everything, and then you have to go pay up over there. You have to go pay for everything. Allah gave you your hand, what did you do with it now? That's the question. Allah Azza wa Jal gave you a tongue, what did you do with it? You're going to pay for it over there. So it was called Yawm ad-Din. Now, this ayah is supposed to be the ayah of warning. If you had mercy on one side, let's say that was the positive. The positive side is mercy. On the opposite side, the negative, what's opposite mercy? What's opposite forgiveness and mercy? Punishment. Punishment is opposite that. And if you're going to look in the middle at zero, what are you going to have? You're going to have justice. So there's mercy on one hand, there's punishment on the other hand, and there's justice right in the middle. Now this ayah, Maliki Yawmiddin, is speaking about the justice of Allah. About the justice, because He's saying that He's the owner of the day of recompense, meaning that He will deal with everyone justly. What you did, you'll get exactly what you deserve and what you did. But the understanding and what Allah Azza wa Jalla is teaching is that the ayah of encouragement was Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the ayah of warning was about His justice. What Allah Azza wa Jalla is teaching us is that before we fear His punishment, we must fear His justice. Before we fear Allah's punishment, we have to fear His justice. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals with you justly Yawm al-Qiyamah, you're finished. No one wants Allah's justice upon him. That's why for the believer, he doesn't get Allah's justice, he gets Allah's mercy. And through Allah's mercy is that Allah Azza wa Jal forgives him and moves along and he enters the paradise. And this is قوله تعالى وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابُهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. As for the one who gets his book in his right hand, What about him? Allah says, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. He'll be audited, he'll be accounted, but the accounting will be yasira, it will be very, very easy. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Aisha radiallahu anha, she heard him, he used to say, Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. He used to make this dua, oh Allah, judge me an easy judgment. Audit me easily. Hold me into account very easily. And you know, like what that's yani, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he's making that dua, who Allah Azza wa Jal has already forgiven and He's already guaranteed in paradise. And unfortunately, some of us don't even know this dua. We haven't even memorized it. And this is Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making this dua consistently. Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. So Aisha radiallahu anha, she says to him, what is al-hisab al-yasir? What's this easy account that you're asking Allah for? So he says to her, Ya Aisha, al-hisab al-yasir is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look into the deeds, will look into the book of the believer, and He'll see the sins, فَيَتَجَاوَزُ عَنْهَا. He'll just skip it. He'll just skip his bad deeds. He won't even question him about it. He won't even bring it up. It's like no one saw it, you know. And let's move on to the next page and the third page, and you're done. Take your book in your right and go to the paradise. That is how Allah deals with a believer. Hisaban yasira, meaning that is Allah Azza wa Jall's mercy upon the believer. And with the kafir, and with those that Allah decides to punish, then they're only being punished because of Allah's justice. Allah didn't oppress anyone. Those that end up in the hellfire, they're there because of Allah's justice. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says to Aisha, إِنَّهُ مَنْ نُوقِشَ الْحِسَابَ يَوْمَهَا فَقَدْ هَلَكَ. Anyone nuqish al-hisab, what does nuqisha mean? Anyone that was just questioned one single question, faqad halak, he's destroyed, he's doomed on that day. Just one tiny question. Like, look at this page here at 3 a.m. Look, what were you doing? Explain yourself. What's this bad deed you were doing? It's in your record. That's it. If that was asked, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, faqad halak. This person has been destroyed. This is Allah's justice. There was no Allah yadhlimu rabbuka ahada. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't deal in oppression with anyone. So very important lesson we're learning is that we need to fear Allah Azza wa Jal's justice. We don't want Allah's justice upon us, because if we do get Allah's justice upon us, we are destroyed. What we want is Allah Azza wa Jal's mercy. So next time you read Surah Al-Fatiha, keep that in mind and ask Allah Azza wa Jal, Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. This is a dua the Prophet ﷺ would consistently make. It's just incredible to think about that the Prophet would make it. And making that dua secretly until Aisha radiallahu anha, she heard him in secret say this dua, then she went and asked him. Otherwise we would have never known that he was making this dua. How do you understand that the Prophet ﷺ is making this dua? It's incredible. And this is something that's in the hadith, this dua. Of course, it's linked to the ayah in Surah Al-Inshiqaq. But the other thing is that the dua, the ad'iyah, the dua that is recorded in the Quran, but they're really serious dua that one is supposed to take very, very, very seriously. Because out of everything a prophet did, Allah Azza wa Jalla recorded their dua in the Quran. So the dua is a very big deal. So you need to teach yourself that when you come past a dua in the Quran, stop and make that dua. Like we read in the Salat from Surah Ibrahim, right towards the end of it, Ibrahim is making a dua, Allahumma ij'alni muqim as-salah. Oh Allah, make me of those who establish the prayer. Is Ibrahim alayhi salam making this dua? How many of us make a dua and say, oh Allah, make me from those who regularly establish the prayer? And that's Ibrahim, Khalilullah. This is the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who Allah has already chosen. And Allah chose him to build the Kaaba. And Ibrahim is known for his tawheed. No, Ibrahim is known for his worship. كَانَ أُمَّةً قَانِتًا لِلَّهِ. He was obedient to Allah. He was known for that. And he's going to the paradise. That's already understood. But even then, he's asking Allah to make him a regular establisher of the prayer. That was just on the side and it wasn't part of the talk. But anyway, that's something we need to learn. To make these dua. Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. Very important. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making it. So what makes you more important than him not to make it? Ibrahim alayhi salam making the dua, Allahumma ij'alni muqim as-salati wa min dhurriyyati, Allahumma rabbana wa taqabbal dua. Before that, right? So this becomes very important, and it's a part of the life of a believer to make these very important dua. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who He bestows His mercy upon us, and to keep us away from His justice and from His punishment. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us people of the Quran, people who benefit from the reminders of the Quran. إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.